More traditional knife love on the Apostle P channel. Stay tuned, guys. Hi gang, Rob here. It's the evening of 12 February 2014. And yes, we do have some more traditional knife love for you this evening. Inside this durable and attractive Knives Ship Free Main Street pocket slip, we have an offering from Great Eastern Cutlery. Pattern number 92, dedicated to this model, the Eureka Jack. It is a classic American jackknife. For you purists out there, a classic jack is a slip joint folding knife in, oh gosh, either a serpentine or a dogleg pattern. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the difference is, but it's not a straight handle. It's sort of got a curve or a kink in the middle. And what makes it a classic jack is it has two blades that open from the same end. In the Eureka, those two blades are a 3-inch spear point blade, flat ground with a nice long pull and a gorgeous swedge at the top. And a secondary blade, a dainty, graceful little sheep's foot, great letter opener, box opener. Sorry guys, I am catching a cold, but I couldn't let that stop me from showing you this baby. The handle scales are Autumn Gold Jigged bone. The bolsters are nickel silver. The back springs are carbon steel, as are the blades. $10.95 to be exact for blade steel. Beautiful mirror polish, and hard to get this in the light, but I think you can see the laser etched trademark Northfield UN-X-LD and the pinned UN-X-LD shield in the handle. There are basically 3 product lines that GEC makes for their own company. The Great Eastern Cutlery brand, which is generally a little lesser finished product line, and those blades are in 440C steel usually. And then we have the Theapostlep Cutlery line of knives from GEC that are about the same level of finish as the Great Eastern Cutlery line. Both of those will have smooth bolsters on both ends if the knife has bolsters on both ends. The Northfield line is where you see the grooved bolsters, sometimes front and rear. In the case of this Eureka Jack, just the front bolster has the grooves. And the Theapostlep and Northfield lines are plain carbon 1095 steel. So the Northfield UN-X-LD is the top of the line Great Eastern Cutlery line of knives. Gotta do a blade wipe. Oh, these highly polished blades make me rather compulsive about streaks and fingerprints. I suppose I could force a patina and be done with that. Let's take a look at the tang stamps. On the main blade we've got Northfield UN-X-LD made in USA. And on the sheep's foot, Great Eastern Cutlery TIW, which stands for Titusville Iron Works. Great Eastern Cutlery, based in Titusville, Pennsylvania. This knife is not of the Theapostlep line. That's T-I-D-I-O-U-T-E. Theapostlep is also a town very close to Titusville, just a few miles to the east, and also had a bit of a knife making tradition. And GEC has decided to name one of its knife lines after that little town in Pennsylvania. On the other side of the tang of the main blade, it's stamped 922213. And I'm not terribly familiar with their numbering system, but the first two numbers are the pattern numbers, so 92. The third number is, I believe, the style of the main blade. So a 2 would be for a spear point. And then the fourth number is how many blades are in the knife. So that's a 2 in this case. And then the last two digits are the year of manufacture. So this knife was produced in 2013. Both blades have half stops. The handle on this knife is 3 5/8 inches long, and it makes an absolutely wonderful gentleman's everyday carry folder. In hand, we'll just take a look at the ergos. Yes, ergos on this traditional knife. If you notice, the tang of the secondary blade, that little sheep's foot blade, is proud and a little bit sharp. So you don't really want your index finger, if you're in a saber grip, touching that, because it gets a little bit dicey. But if you notice, as we move forward, the tang of the main blade actually forms a finger choil. So if we come up far enough, we miss the sharp corner on the sheep's foot blade, and we have a nice little forward grip. And then we've got a full 4-finger grip in that position. It also kind of likes the side grip, thusly, or we could come up and put the index finger on the spine of the main blade for fine work. But really, that fine work is best left for that little sheep's foot. Beautiful little blade. Now, you'll notice these blades don't exactly have a factory edge. You guys know, if you've been watching this channel long, all my blades get sharpened when they're new. Oh, this 1095 is so wicked. Oh, I gotta show you. What a great EDC steel this stuff is. In very, very little time on the stones, it just, trying to do a curve for you. Very little time on the stones. This stuff just takes an amazing, sorry, bumped the tripod, just an amazing edge. And you know, it holds it pretty well, but it's so easy to resharpen. You know, you can break down a few boxes, open a few pieces of mail during the day with your GEC gents folder. Come home at night, grab your strop, just stroke it a few times over the leather strop, bare or with some fine compound on it, and it's right back to hair whittling sharp. You know, I suppose most guys buy Great Eastern Cutlery knives, Northfield UN-X-LD, for collections to sit in display cases and look pretty and maybe appreciate and value over the years. Not me. I've been on a bit of a traditional knife buying binge lately, and I carry them and I use them and I love them, and they're so well built. Did you hear the walk and talk on that thing? Both blades, wham. Great back spring, super free, silky smooth action for just, you know, a pinned steel blade and brass liners. Everything's so well finished inside the knife. Take a look inside there. Just gorgeous. Do another wipe for you and then do some close-ups of this knife so you can just see how well everything's put together. This jigged bone handle is just perfectly mated to the bolsters, to the spine. No gaps. You barely feel the transitions. Look at the butt of the knife. Everything just beautiful. Run your thumb across the butt of the knife and you've got, what do I see there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 layers of knife and you can't feel any of them. Same across the spine. Let's see how our back spring is at half stop. Just a little bit dropped at half stop on the main blade. About flush, maybe a little bit dropped while open. The sheep's foot at half stop, the back spring is a little proud and dead flush when open. Superior construction on these things. This one, guys, is my first Great Eastern cutlery knife made for Great Eastern Cutlery. As you know, I've got a couple of Northwoods knives, Derek Bone designs from Knives Ship Free that are manufactured by GEC, but this is my first Great Eastern Cutlery Northfield UN-X-LD knife. And you know, I kind of study their product line a lot, and I sort of trend toward the UN-X-LD knives. The extra level of fit and finish, the grooved bolsters. You know, if I'm looking at a pattern that's, you know, $93 in a Theapostlep and $102 in a Northfield UN-X-LD, I'm probably always going to buy the Northfield UN-X-LD. Both will be users, but I think over time the UN-X-LD knives are going to be worth a little more money, and I don't know if they're built any better or not. They're definitely finished to a higher level. I kind of chose the Eureka because it's so classic. I'm a big fan of clip point blades, but and a little everyday carry jackknife like this, that spear point just has so much going for it. Never threatening, super functional, kind of reminds you of a Victorinox Swiss Army knife blade, doesn't it? Kind of like a big cadet blade with a swedge and a long pull. What is not to like? Just rides in the pocket slip in my pocket all day long. Time to open the mail, maybe open a USPS small flat rate priority mail box with somebody's knife in it for sharpening, and just squeeze the slip, out slides the knife. We're ready to rock with style and class. Just thought you guys would like to see this. Those of you who follow me on Instagram have seen some pictures over the last 4 or 5 days. Got a message on Instagram today. We want to see the Eureka Jack video. Well, here it is. Just beautiful. That's all for tonight, guys. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the word is sharp.